DIY.
I was talking to one of my members named Gen X. He said something that started to spark a bit of an idea in my brain about what the job security actually is going to look like for certain music producers.
I think it's actually positive for the music because we have to have more innovation now. On the other hand, there are so many people working right now full-time, making a good living off of making generic music. As a society, as a community, I think actually a lot of producers will go out of business. There was a lot of money to be made with generic music, and all that money is going to be made by AI companies, streaming services. It's getting less likely to make a living as a music producer. The quote-unquote easy ways to make money as a producers are kind of out of the way.
We've been living off the hog, music producers. I feel for those of you that miss the entire wave of selling beats when it was in its prime. I was lucky enough to come into beat selling towards the tail end of it really being a thriving market in which you literally could pop up, irregardless of if you had placements or not, and sell your beats like crazy. Easy shmoney. However, times have changed. If there are producers that are going to get replaced by AI, I know exactly the type of producers that will be replaced. Specifically, type beat producers. Every type beat producer is not made the same. I feel like there's different tiers of type beat producers. There's type beat producers who genuinely make a sound and they're thinking to themselves after they make this production, this beat that they spent their time on, put their energy into, put their style and their signature into, they genuinely start to think, how do I market this? Who's the kind of artist that I can see rapping over this? And then they insert a type beat name. There's another tier of producers who literally see, oh, new album by Tyler, the Creator. What's the name of this song? I'm going to make a beat exactly like that and then sell my exact carbon copy, BPM, instruments, layers, presets, whatever they can find, and they push that off as their business and their product. Matter of fact, there have been producers who are in that tier who don't really care about making beats if you really dice it down. They literally use music as a means to get paid. Which I'm not going to get in nobody's pockets. I'm not mad at you. Make your money. The people that I see complain the most in the producer community about AI tends to be these motherfuckers. Isn't that odd? I started doing my research and I'm like, oh, these are people who are genuinely scared that their easy hustle is over. I want you to check out this video. Ava is a website that allows you to put in prompts, put in presets, and create music using only AI, almost like text to audio, and it generates full productions. So this is AI generated music?
This is AI generated music.
Very true. But come on, man, this is amazing.
This is pretty nice. I for sure have been someone that has promoted a whole lot of AI. I alienated a lot of people in my audience, but I'm starting to recognize I'm alienating the right people. Case in point, yo, Kurt, my G, I understand that yourself and maybe a lot of producers may think that this is a gem or cheat code, but y'all do realize as time goes on, this is going to cause more harm to us producers than good, because once our artists see how this shit works, then what the F would they need us for? Now we out of a job. I'm just saying, stay woke. I think that there are producers out there who think that rappers are your property. That's a problem. I think there's producers out there that feel that rappers are only coming to you because they have to come to you. I think there's also producers that don't know that there exists a world in which producers generate income and make a living without rappers. And so many of them don't want to actually dive into what that looks like because I think that some of them are afraid of the real work that goes into it. This to me is under the impression that artists are ignorant, that artists don't know any better, and that artists don't have the very same Google and internet that you and I have. And I think that this is a bigger problem than AI within the producer community, is those people who are holding on for dear life to things that they don't have ownership of. The people who are yelling the loudest, the ones who are the most chicken little, scared-less about this are the ones who are the most generic. Well, why would that be? When we listen to AI music, what is the biggest complaint? It's so generic. It's so basic. Anybody could have done that. It's pulling from some kind of source. I believe that the source of a lot of this music that is being created is the result of studying you generic mother. you generic ass producers who don't want to take the time to actually study your craft. There may be even questions about whether you love making music or if you love the popularity of what you get from making music, or if you love the money that you think it could make you. Some of you are going to have to decide if this is what you actually want to do, and some of you won't even have a choice. Because if you have made a living selling beats, making six figures off of copying the music that we already have heard and making generic versions of it to serve a certain consumer, that can be replaced. That website that I showed you before, Iva, that showed me a glimpse of what the future beat store could look like. There will come a time where they say, you know what? The new beat store is AI generated production. You can pick a preset style, lo-fi. You can determine whether you want it to be happy or sad. Then you can determine how long you want it to be. Let's say 2.5 to 3 minutes. And let's create a track. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, that sounds so terrible. It's missing a human touch. You know who doesn't care about that? The dumbass rapper that you thought didn't know any better.
DIY.